What's going on, guys? This is Martyrs Brigade 99 coming to you once again with another session of Dark Souls PvP. Alright guys, we're back at it once again, and this will be another video in the Battle of the Build series. Alright, this particular set of matchups will feature myself against good old InfiniteFlame's. And actually, this was pretty random. This was not planned, and basically he just sent me a random message, and actually the message that he sent didn't even have anything to do with the Battle of the Build, right? But because it is very, very rare that I see anyone use a pickaxe, as a matter of fact, I think the only person I've seen use a pickaxe is probably Barneezy. Shout out to good old Barneezy from Twitch.tv. He's probably the only guy that I've ever seen rock a pickaxe, so I don't know if he kind of got the motivation to create the build by watching Barneezy or out of his own imagination and creativity, but nonetheless, he is definitely kicking some tail with his pickaxe bro build. Definitely did a good job. Now, we had a little bit of dialogue during the match, and he was basically saying, dude, this is a hard build to play. And, I don't know, it might be hard, but I think he does a good job with it. The way he uses it, I'm pretty sure that he's had a lot of practice with it. It's not just a pure pickaxe, bro. He actually incorporates the Dark Moon Blade in addition to Wrath of Gods, but he focuses more so on his pure melee, right? Now he does buff, he has that option for the buff, and he does have an option for the Wrath of the Gods, but he is not a spammer, right? He's not one of those guys that you'll see popping off Wrath of Gods like 5 times straight or 6 times straight, or once every other second. He doesn't do that. He does a good job at kind of mixing things up. Right now, in most cases, when I do a either Battle of the Builds or a Rumble in the Jungle type thing, or any type of setup series, like a setup challenge, we're not talking about random invasions, nor are we talking about in the Berg. I'm talking about kind of like a, hey dude, let's do a formal type thing. In most cases, I do not go against buffs, but like I said, this guy's beating the crap out of me with that. But like I said before, this was random. And because it was random, there was really no rules. He was just like, hey dude, let's just have a series of matches. So I said, hey, I'm not really doing anything. Okay, cool. But it doesn't really matter, because even though he does have an option for the buff, he's obviously not dependent on the buff. Because if you guys notice, he'll do it like once or twice, maybe 3 times. But out of all the matches that we had, he wasn't dependent upon the buff. It just basically supplemented the skills that he had, which is a good thing. I think that's a good testimony to his skills and his gameplay, and actually he punished me back. That was a good technique right there, because I call myself punishing him, and then he turns around and do the same thing to me. Goes to show you, kind of like something that I was talking about in another video that you guys will see. You might not want to stand too close to your opponent. Now, that might not always happen to you, and actually that was an awesome parry right there. That was definitely an awesome parry, but guess what? I don't know how I missed that one. I guess it's just one of those things. Now, one thing you guys will notice that I'm going to be doing a lot of switching it up between the locked and the unlocked gameplay, because like I've said before in previous videos, unlocked gameplay, in my personal opinion, is best used with the horizontal attacking weapons, right? So that would be the Lifehunt Scythe, like what you guys see I'm using, the Great Scythe. I'll say the R2 of the S stock. You can even rock an R1 if you're kind of accurate with your estimations as far as unlock is concerned. And a lot of these others, it's definitely another challenge, right? That's kind of like one of those, hot shot level type tactics that, I'm still practicing with. I'm not even on that level. I wouldn't even consider myself proficient with that type of gameplay, but it will definitely throw your opponent off. Because thinking about it, you know, a lot of times when you're facing someone, you know, you kind of notice that they're facing you head on. And then next thing you know, you're like, holy crap, where are they running to? And it kind of throws you off. So I think that's a good thing. Now, like I said before, this is my build that is dedicated to bleeding out my opponents. Now, for any of you guys that are not familiar, the Lifehunt Scythe, I think builds bleed. I think like this is like up to 40 per hit, whereas every other weapon is like 30 to 35 per hit. So it actually has the highest build up. Right? The only downside to it is that it will also build bleed within yourself. And this is why, in my personal opinion, it was best to create this build by using the Blood Bite Ring. Alright, so unfortunately you guys can see the icons in the upper left hand corner. There's no Ring of Favor and Protection. So, you know, this was definitely a difficult build to create. No Ring of Favor and Protection. No Havel's Ring. Alright, so I am missing out on 20% of the benefit that you would ordinarily get with the Ring of Favor and Protection. I am also missing out on the stamina / endurance benefit that you would ordinarily see. Alright, now, this is just a random, I think I was waiting or something happened, but this ended up being a random, so I just went on ahead and included it. And I forget who this is, but he's obviously trying to two-hand what appears to be some Painting Guardian swords. And I think he's trying to just get a little practice with his left-hand parrying with those short swords, but, I mean, GG to you, dude. Alright, so we're back at it with the Infinite Flame. That's kind of a cool name. Almost as cool as the Brigade. Right? Alright, so he's trolling with the fire bombs, but he's good to go, and he's definitely good with his parry attempts. And one thing that I would say that is definitely good about good old Infinite Flame, he is not a parry spammer. Right? Most of the times that I noticed him throwing out parries, it was kind of like he knew I was going to attack, so I think that was a good thing. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard me complain plenty of times about guys who parry spam, and he's definitely not a parry spammer. Now, there's a difference between parry spamming and just simply throwing out a parry and missing. Because in other words, you may not get every parry that you attempt, but there's definitely a difference between a parry attempt based upon perceived patterns and just a person who just L2, L2, L2 just for the sake of hitting L2. Definitely a difference. And actually, I got lucky right there. I think if he would have hit me, I would have been finished. Now, here's another random match. And I wanted to include this because this guy kind of did a hot shot move. And it basically threw me off. Now, this is definitely an interesting combination. I mean, just really check that out. He's using the Silver Knight. Now, watch this. Doing. You guys notice that? He was facing away, and then he immediately turned around and hit me with the Claymore R2 attack. I think that was kind of groovy. As a matter of fact, I think that's a good combination. Looking at the Claymore in one hand with the offhand Silver Knight Spear. And actually, he does a lot of those thrust attacks. I'm thinking, is he a Leo Ring build or what? Right? Mainly because he does a lot of R2s with the Claymore in addition to using the Silver Knight Spear, which can also benefit from the Leo Ring. So I don't know, maybe that was just a combination that he put together, or he was actually a Leo Ring build. Alright, so we're back at it with the flames. Alright, so he's going to go ahead and buff. Go ahead and give him a boot to the chest. And we're good to go. Got a nice parry right there for 950, almost 1,000. That was some good damage. You guys notice that? Went on ahead, hit the unlock, turned around, and got him with that additional hit. So that was a nice little combination right there. If you guys notice, that was that damage probably totaled something. You guys notice that dart in my head? But like I was saying, that damage probably totaled about 1,300. You know, you got the riposte, turn around, hit him with the quick running two-handed R1 attack. Now, this particular guy, I don't know if he's running some type of glass cannon. I don't know what he's doing, but his vitality is super low. You guys notice this? That's a 450 hit. Okay, so I missed there. And that's it. I mean, I don't know if that was a joke or what. You know. And that's only 23,000 souls. So that guy was relatively low with regard to vitality. So, whatever, dude. Shout out to you. Alright, so we're back at it with the Painting Guardian Swords, which also has pretty decent bleed out. As a matter of fact, I think the gold tracers are nothing but a longer version of the Painting Guardian Sword. Now, little does this particular guy know that I am using the Blood Bite Ring. Right? So whereas you may think you're going to bleed me out, no dude. I'll probably bleed you out before you have an opportunity to bleed me out, because at this point, I think I had like 600 bleed resistance. Now, I know some of you guys may say, well, why not just use the blood shield and be done with that? Well, I did a lot of experimenting, guys, and the reason why I don't use the blood shield is because the blood shield would have only given me somewhere around 240 bleed resistance. But if you're doing a lot of attacking, a lot of engaging with that Lifehunt Scythe, I mean, who really wants to back off because you notice that you're getting ready to bleed yourself out? Now, I didn't really want to do that. So that's why I decided to go Blood Blight Ring and sacrifice a Ring of Favor and Protection. So this particular build has like 63 vitality. And like I said before, the only reason why I have 62 is because I don't have the benefit of the additional 20% that comes with the Ring of Favor and Protection. I have 56 in endurance for the same reason with the vitality. I do not have the Ring of Favor and Protection, so I don't get the plus 20% bonus. So this is like 63, 56, 16, and 40 in dexterity. That's my build. Now, I don't know if I'm going to redo it and do a medium roll, or will I continue with the fast roll? But I think I need to do something that will give me stronger armor, well, actually more defense. Now, I do have 54 poise with this particular build because I am rocking the Sombro gauntlets, the iron gauntlets, those you get from good old Soul Lair, in addition to the Hollow Soldier waist cloth, and that gives me a total of 14 poise. And then you tack that on with a good old wolf ring, I have a total of 54. I think it's 54, somewhere around that, 54, 56 or something like that, but I know it's no more than 60. Alright, so we're good to go with the double gold tracers for the win. Alright. Good old Barneasy would definitely be proud of this performance. And actually, you know, one of these days I'm going to have to go ahead and get Barneasy in here. You know, he's always on there with the high-speed music, talking to all the Sun Bros and all of that. I'm going to have to get good old Barneasy in here for a challenge. So for all you Twitch bros, you just go ahead and let Barneasy know that the brigade called him out. Right? Good old Barneasy, he hadn't been on the PS3 in a while. He's kind of always on the PC. So I think a challenge for the brigade would be a good opportunity to go ahead and come on back to the consoles, at least for a series of matches. Actually, that was an awesome parry right there. And I'm done. Finish me off. GG. Alright, now I have another video that I'm going to be uploading. It's going to feature this build, and actually the next video I'm going to upload, I get the crap beat out of me. It's against good old Main G. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but I know he's in the forest a lot, and I'm pretty sure you guys are going to enjoy it, because he basically has a strength special effects build. And, you know, I'm not saying special effects in the sense of, you know, status effects like good old Akeem. Shout out to good old Akeem. We just did a series not too long ago. But I mean effects like, you know, the R2s, special R2s. Man, oh, that guy was basically using, you know, the stone greatsword, some of the dragon weapons. That guy was definitely tightening me up. Alright, and that'll be coming up soon. So I'll have a couple. Actually, I think I have 3 videos for this Saturday and perhaps one for Sunday right before the holidays. Alright, back at it with good old Infinite Flame. Alright, try to back me off a little bit with the Wrath of the Gods. And he will need to, because I am trying to really be aggressive with this Scythe. Mainly because, like I said before, the build-up on the Lifehunt Scythe is a lot stronger. Well, actually, the build-up is a lot stronger than what it is on a lot of the other bleed weapons. And even if it's a blocked attack, you're still getting somewhat of an increase. Now, it may not be 40 with the block attack, but it's definitely significant. And actually, I got thrown off track right there, as you guys can see. I kind of hate when that happens. Alright, but we're back on the target. Nice kick right there. And I knew he was going to follow up with an attack, so I just went on ahead and rolled out of that. Doing. Alright. I thought I was going to get a successful parry, but I missed it. Now, one thing that I kind of do not like about this weapon is, I mean, it does have some wild swings, but in some cases you can kind of overextend yourself and kind of leave yourself open to attacks. And that's why, you know, this weapon is deadly and it's cool, but, you know, you can definitely get punished with it. Definitely get punished. And actually, I thought that last hit was going to finish him, but I guess he had more vitality than what I thought. Well, alright guys, this is the last fight of the series. I hope you guys enjoyed good old Infinite Flame. I'd like to offer my thanks and gratitude once again for good old Infinite Flame for this awesome performance of his pickaxe, bro. I mean, you know, he did a good job using a good old pickaxe while also using miracles. He had Wrath of the Gods in addition to the Blade of the Dark Moon, a Dark Moon Blade. Right. Oh, and thanks again for those good old grasses. I needed them. Alright, guys. So, until next time, Martyrs Brigade.